I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you an excellent question based on roots of quadratic equation. You need to solve in terms of P and Q the equation PQX square equals to P plus Q whole square times X minus 1. You can always pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. Now let's rewrite this particular question and try to solve making this as a quadratic equation in terms of P and Q. So we have PQ x square equals to P plus Q whole square times x minus 1. So if I open this, I get PQX square equals to, multiplying by x, we get P plus Q whole square times x minus P plus Q. Bringing them together, we get our quadratic equation in x square, right? Minus P plus Q whole square times x, and that becomes plus square, right? This is square. P plus Q whole square equals to 0. Now, in this particular equation, the solution should be what? Well, as you know, for any quadratic equation, the solution is minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, and this term is in square root, which is also called discriminant. So that is the solution, right? Now this is too complicated to factor, so we'll apply the quadratic formula to find the roots. So we can now say that the roots are what? Minus of b, that means this is my b, right? So I get P plus Q whole square as minus and minus becomes positive, square root of b square, which is this square. So let me write this as P plus Q. Square of square means to the power of 4, correct? Minus 4 times A is PQ, times C, which is P plus Q whole square, divided by 2 times A, which is 2 times PQ. So that is what we get, correct? Now I think it's a good idea to solve this discriminant separately. So let's do it on this side, right? So we're trying to now solve this particular part. Let me call the discriminant D separately. So here, let me rewrite this first. So we have P plus Q to the power of 4 minus 4PQ, and we have P plus Q square. So we can take them common also. So P plus Q whole square. So if I take that common, I get P plus Q whole square left here and minus 4PQ. Okay, so that gives you P plus Q whole square, and this is, when you open this up, we get P square plus 2PQ plus Q square minus 4PQ, correct? And when you simplify, what do you get? You get P square, and that becomes minus 2PQ, right? Plus Q square. Or you could write this as P plus Q whole square, and this is P minus Q whole square. Do you get that? So that's what we get. So in this case, we could say that the roots are P plus Q whole square plus minus square root of these two squares, which is P plus Q whole square times P minus Q whole square, correct? Divided by 2PQ. Now the square root and square will kind of cancel away. So we are left with P plus Q whole square plus minus P plus Q whole square times, whole square means with the radical it goes, P minus Q. So that's what we get in the numerator, divided by 2PQ. So we have two solutions. Let's solve them separately here. Now basically we can take P plus Q whole square common, right? P plus Q common, that term. So the roots are equal to, we take p plus q common. So from here we are left with p plus q, right? P plus q. And then we get plus minus, and here we have p minus q divided by 2pq. So we have two options, right? Which is expected. So we could solve both the roots separately now. So the two roots will be p plus q times, if I use positive, so I'm using positive in this side. So we get 2p, right? Over 2pq. And if I use negative, the lower portion, in that case minus p cancels and that becomes 2q. So we get p plus q times 2q, correct? Over 2pq. Now you can cancel. In this case p gets cancelled, in this case q gets cancelled, and 2 also, right? Okay. So we get our roots. The roots are p plus q over q, and here we get p plus q over p. So these are the two roots. You get the idea. So that is how we could actually solve this particular equation. So it has two roots. Let's say x1 equals to this, x2 equals to that. Does it make sense to you? Okay. Now some of you could have thought about this solution from the given equation. Since this is product of roots, right? So this is a product. You can check, if you multiply, what you really get here is this divided by PQ. I mean, product will be times PQ, right? So, you have to factor out PQ. And this becomes the sum. So you could have used these portions to get an idea of the roots in a multiple choice question. But however, here, you have to do all this to get your solution. So I hope that is absolutely clear. So finally, we get two roots. One is p plus q divided by q. The other one is p plus q divided by p. Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for watching and all the best.